Hi, I'm Kat Daly and I'm a certified yoga instructor working with Cuccio Somatology. Today we're going to go through a heart opening, so back bends flow. So let's get started and I hope you enjoy it. So today we're going to start our flow by starting in a child's pose. So the option is to have your knees as wide as the mat, sit the bottom back to the heels and bring the arms forward. Alternatively, you may want to bring the knees in close and just allow the head to sink towards the floor and allow your hands to fall backwards. Whatever feels right for you, just come into that starting position as we begin our practice. And just continue to breathe here as you inhale this light, this warmth, this energy into your body. And as you exhale, radiate it out to those around you. And so today we're going to be focusing on heart openers. This may be an opportunity to perhaps set an intention to really look at our self-love. Perhaps maybe try to focus on the beauty that lies within each and every one of us during this practice today. And then maybe be able to take this off the mat and throughout your day. The next inhale, let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, sigh it out through the mouth, so release the jaw. Let's do one more inhale, breathe deep into the back body. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. And then we're going to walk our hands in back into the body. Bring our knees in if they were out wide, so they're now shoulder width apart. And roll ourselves up so our head is the last thing to come up. And perhaps take an inhale, bring the shoulders up to our ears. Exhale, release back down the spine. Okay, so we're going to start by warming up the spine. So to do this, we're going to try and do a little bit of a mini flow using our breath. And then we're going to do this a couple of times. So perhaps by the second and third time, you'll be able to hopefully know the flow so that you can really move with your own breath, really feeling what your body is in need of today. Okay, so to start with, we're going to be on our knees. As we inhale, we're going to lift off our bottoms, up onto our knees, lifting the arms out wide, meeting in prayer. As we exhale, we're going to draw our shoulder up, we're going to bend our elbows, drawing our chest up, opening our heart center, lifting our gaze, coming to goddess arms. As we exhale, place the hands on the floor, come into a tabletop position. On our next inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze, coming into cow. Then as we exhale, push into the tops of our feet as we draw our shoulder blades apart, tap the tailbone and our chin into our chest. On our next inhale, sit back onto your heels. And then we're going to slowly roll ourselves up one vertebra at a time. As we inhale, we're going to lift the arms out wide, coming up to the meeting prayer. As we exhale, we're going to place our left hand on our right knee and look towards our right hand, towards the back of the mat, coming into a nice little twist here. Try not to pull too much on that front leg. And then as we inhale, lift the arms up high. Exhale, we're going to place our right hand on our left knee, bring the left hand behind us, taking our gaze to that left hand. Inhale, lift the hands high, come back up. Lifting our knees, lifting our hips high. Then as we exhale, draw the elbows down, coming into that goddess pose. Exhale, place the hands down into tabletop. Then on our next inhale, press into the tops of our feet as we drop our belly, lift our gaze, lift our chest. Exhale, tap the tailbone under, tap the chin into the chest, looking at our navel. Inhale, drop back down to our heel bottom onto our heels. And then slowly roll yourself up. Inhale, lift the arms out wide, reach up in prayer. Exhale, place the left hand onto the right knee, taking the right hand behind, looking at the back of the mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower the right hand onto the left knee, taking the left hand behind, taking your gaze there to a lovely twist. Inhale, reach up. Lifting up onto our knees. Need to be prepared. We're going to do that one more time. So as you exhale, draw the elbows down, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze, coming into our goddess. As we exhale, place the hands down onto our knees, coming into our tabletop position. On your next inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the gaze into our cow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, draw the shoulder blades apart, tuck the chin in into our cat. On your next inhale, sit the bottom back. And then slowly roll yourself up 1 vertebrae at a time, keeping seated onto your heels. Inhale, lift the arms out wide, muted in breath. Exhale, bring your left hand to your right knee, looking at your right hand behind you. Inhale, lift it up. As you exhale, bring your left hand behind your right hand on your left knee, taking a nice twist here. And then inhale, coming back to centre, meeting your hands in prayer. As you exhale, bring your hands down in front of you to heart centre. So hopefully you're feeling slightly warmer now. And then walk our hands slowly forward. So just come into a nice child's pose, allowing the forehead to come towards the mat. Bring yourself back up to a tabletop position. Tuck the toes under, pressing into your 10 fingers as we sit our bottom back to our heels. And then we're going to raise our hips up towards the sky, just trying to keep our chest as close to our thighs as possible, coming into our downward facing dog. Here, just take a couple of breaths here. Perhaps on your next inhale, come up onto your toes. And as you exhale, draw your heels back and down onto the mat. Let's do that one more time. As we inhale, lift up onto our toes. As we exhale, draw the heels back and down. And then on your next inhale, let's lift the right leg high. As we exhale, we're going to roll our shoulders over our wrists, bring the knee in towards our nose. Then pressing into those wrists and keeping strong, we're going to move our knee to our right elbow, then to our left elbow, really engaging those abdominal muscles. Back to the middle before stepping the foot in between our hands. Lower the back knee, but keep the toes tucked as we inhale as we lift up to the ceiling, lifting our gaze high. As we exhale, bring the arms out wide and interlace the fingers behind us. And as we inhale, we're going to draw our shoulder blades apart, stretching our arms, and draw our hands away from our body as we lift our gaze. Lifting our heart to the ceiling. Then, option to stay here, or if we want to, we're going to press it into our front leg. So we inhale, lift up to high lunge, keeping in that interlaced fingers. That's it. Then we bring the neck to neutral, bring the spine to neutral as we release the hands here. Bring the hands up in front of us as we lift high. To release the shoulders, and then exhale, frame the feet. Then from here, we're going to peel over the right hand up towards the ceiling, looking up at that top hand. That's it, press into that left hand. Option to stay here, or to lower down onto our back knee, or go into a high side plank, so either a supported side plank, or into a high side plank. Wherever we are, we're going to bring that right hand behind us and slowly lower ourselves down onto the floor so that our toes are facing forward towards the back of the mat. We're in a staff pose here. We're then going to bend our right knee in towards our inner left thigh, coming into a half butterfly. As we inhale, we're going to lift the hands up high. As we exhale, we're going to fold over that left leg. Taking a couple of breaths as you inhale, find space. As you exhale, maybe release further into the stretch. Keeping that left foot flexed if you can. And then slowly roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. Place your right hand behind your right sit bone. We're going to bring our left hand, we're going to come into a gate pose. We're going to push up off our hips, lifting our chest, pushing our hips forwards, coming into gate, opening through the chest, here. And then as you next exhale, place your hands, we're going to twist to get round again, coming to our tabletop position. Tuck the toes under, sit back onto our heels as we press into our fingers, coming into our downward facing dogs. We've done a full circle here. Perhaps now this time you may want to walk out your dog, so perhaps bend one leg and straighten the other whilst drawing the heels to the ground. Bring a lovely stretch in your calf and then swapping. Just walking the dog out. Perhaps noticing the difference between perhaps the two sides here. And then we're going to inhale, lift the left leg high. As you exhale, draw the shoulders over the wrists, coming into the knee, coming into the nose. Then see if you can squeeze your abdominals and move your knee to the left elbow, to the right elbow, back to the centre, before stepping it through, even helping yourself if you need to. Release the back knee, but keep the toe touch. And as we inhale, we're going to lift the arms up high. Coming into low lunge with a nice stretch along the right hip flexor. Bring the arms out wide, and this time you're going to interlace your fingers the non-habitual, so the non-normal way, so the way that you wouldn't normally go. And as we inhale, we're going to straighten the arms, draw away from the body as we lift the gaze, lift our heart up to the sky, opening it up. And then if we wish, if we want to, we're going to press into that front toe, lift the back knee off, coming into high lunge, grounding into those toes, help us to balance. Sit, and then bring the hands back into the body, release them. As we inhale, lift the arms up high, and then bring them down to frame that front foot. Press into that right hand as we draw the left hand up towards the ceiling as you inhale. Then option again is to for our supported side plank, or go straight into your full side plank onto the other side. Lifting up through the hips, squeezing your glutes, perhaps taking your gaze up to your top hand if feels right. Then as you exhale, bring your left hand over the top and gently lower yourself down so that your legs are out, facing the back of the mat. Flexing your toes, keeping your legs engaged, pulling up nice and tall in our staff pose. Now take a bend of your left knee, bring the sole of the foot onto your inner right thigh. As you inhale, we'll lift the arms up high. Exhale, fold over that front foot, front leg. If this, you can take hold of your foot, your calf, or even have a slight knee bend. If you can still feel that stretch along the back of your hamstring and your lower spine. So inhale to create space. Exhale to release and send your breath to areas of tension. And then from here, release the hands, roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. Place your left hand behind your left sit bone. We're going to sweep our right arm up in front and over our head, coming into gate pose, lifting our hips off the ground, push and opening through the chest. Relaxing those shoulders. And keep breathing here, opening up. And then place the right hand down on the floor next to your left and just rearrange yourself back to a tabletop position. And then slowly sink your hips back towards your feet, just coming into a child's pose, allowing the head to hang heavy. And just take a moment here. Perhaps as you inhale, imagine breathing deeply into your ribs, expanding your chest. So you feel your rib cage push against your thighs, and as you exhale, you soften into the ground beneath you. From here, draw yourself back up to a tabletop position, tuck the toes under, Sit back onto your heels as we lift our hips up high, coming into that V shape, that downward facing dog. Keeping our chest as close as we can to our thighs, so if the knee bend is necessary, please do so. And perhaps walk out the dog, bending one knee, then the other. And then let's roll our shoulders over our wrists, lowering our hips, coming to a plank position, squeezing tight here, pushing the ground away from you. Then lower the knees on top of the toes, roll the shoulders forwards, so they're over our wrists now. We're going to bend our elbows and hug ourselves as we lower ourselves all the way to the ground in one long line. So our forehead is now on the ground. Open up through the chest as we press into our fronts of our feet and our thighs. On our next inhale, we're going to squeeze our glutes as we inhale and lift our head, our chest and our hands off the ground. Keep breathing here, try not to look too far up. Keep your spine one long line from the base all the way through to the crown of your head. So we're lifting our upper body if we can, the whole way across. Draw the shoulder blades together, keep breathing in this pose. And then as you exhale, lower yourself down towards the ground and place your right cheek on the floor and just wiggle your hips from side to side to release that lower back. That's it. And then on your next inhale, draw your forehead to the ground. And relax as you exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to see if we can lift our chest, arms, head and our legs off the floor this time. So we're just going to start to squeeze all of our muscles, start to engage our core, engage our glutes. As we inhale, we're going to lift up, squeezing our chest, keeping our head in line, so keeping our neck long, squeezing all of the muscles, squeezing our legs, squeezing our glutes, drawing your shoulder blades together, keep breathing here. And then as you exhale, slowly lower, turn your head to the right and lower your left cheek towards the ground. And again, just give yourself a wiggle with your hips. As you inhale, bring your head towards the centre, your forehead towards the mat. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to push back, tuck your toes under, come up to your downward facing dog. And then take a look at your hands. We're going to take a deep knee bend and we're going to walk our feet up towards our hands. Coming into a forward fold position. So your feet can be hip width apart. Take a knee bend, so again our chest is on our thighs and we feel a lovely stretch along the back of our hamstrings. And just shake your head from left to right, making sure that we're really relaxing through our neck, our face, our jaw. Just letting everything go. Perhaps you may want to take a deep inhale. Exhale, side to up. Let it go. That's it. Deep knee brings through, slowly roll ourselves up one vertebra at a time. Coming up to standing with our head being the last thing to come up. Coming up to our strong Tadasana, our mountain pose. So pulling up through the thighs, grounding through the toes, tucking our tailbone under, opening the chest and focusing that gaze in front of us. Just take a moment here to bring your focus back into the body, back to your breath. So keep facing the top of your mat. So I'm going to face you just to sort of show you and demonstrate. So in our strong, focused mountain pose, you're then going to inhale, lift the arms out wide. And as we exhale, we're going to shift the weight over into our right leg. As we exhale, we're going to bend down into that right leg, bend down into our legs. And then we're going to lift the left leg high. And we're going to see if we can bring it over the top of our right and either place the foot down by the outside of our right ankle or see if you can squat down a little bit lower to really twist the foot round coming into our eagle legs. From here you can just keep the hands on your waist, or if you're feeling focused and balanced, bring the arms in front and then bring your right hand on top of left And either place your hands on your shoulders, lifting your elbows up and out away from you, or seeing if you can place the palms or the back of the palms together, coming into eagle arms. That's it, drawing those elbows away, drawing the shoulder blades apart, like we did in our cat pose at the beginning. And then exhale, release the hands, release the arms, release the feet, and just walk the feet out. Perhaps notice that feeling of blood rushing into our left foot after we were in a tight twist of eagle pose. Okay, let's bring our focus back. Set ourselves up, so feet facing forwards. That's it. And then as we inhale, bring the arms out wide, shift the weight over into our left foot. We're going to take it onto the other side. Bend deeply into your both legs as we slowly lift our right leg up off the ground, bringing it over the top of our left leg, either placing the foot on the outside of our left ankle or bringing that right foot all the way around. You might not go as far on one side, and that's okay. And then we're going to bring the left arm on top of the right, placing the hand either on our shoulders or palms together or palms behind. And just perhaps simply this, we're deeper into this position, drawing those elbows away. That's it. As you may be a little bit wobbly on one side like me today, and that's okay. And then release the hands, release the feet. And just walk out the feet, perhaps notice again the release of blood back into that right foot. Fantastic. And so from here we're going to inhale, lift the hands up high. As we exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips. Take a little bit of a knee bend as we forward fold. Place the hands down on the ground. We're going to step our feet back, come into a plank position. As we exhale, lower the knees and tap the toes, roll the shoulders over. And as we exhale, hug the elbows in as we lower ourselves down towards the ground. This time as we inhale, we're going to draw our shoulders back, either coming to a low cobra or upward facing dog. So pull up through the knees, engage the thighs, lift the chest, draw the shoulders away from our ears. And then from wherever you are, we're going to push back to that downward facing dog, our last one of the practice. Let's take a big clearing breath together as we inhale. Exhale through the mouth. And then we're going to roll our shoulders over our wrists, come into our plank position. We lower the knees and tap the toes. And walk our hands in towards our bodies. We roll out, coming up to a kneeling position. Okay, so we're going to go into a camel pose. So the camel pose is quite an intense pose, so just take it to where your body feels right today. So you're going to place the hands on the sacrum of your back, so your lower back. You're going to draw your elbows together as we inhale. So you just make sure that your knees are hip width apart. And it's not about crunching into our lower back, it's about lifting up through the spine before opening up through the upper body. So our hands are on our sacrum, fingers facing downwards, and as we inhale, we open up through the chest, draw our elbows together, really squeeze the inner thighs together. As we inhale, lift, and as we exhale, try and keep your hips in line with your knees as you lift the chest up and over like a bridge, opening up the chest here. Keep breathing here. And then exhale, bring the chin to your chest and come back up to neutral. Give your arms a little bit of a wiggle, hips from side to side. So, option to do that again, or if you felt like you had a little bit more space, we're going to then look at placing the hands onto our heels. So let's set ourselves up so our knees are in under our hips, hands on our sacrum, drawing our elbows back, and really lengthening through the spine. As we inhale, we lift our chest, lift our gaze, and then begin to backwards by not crunching into our lower back, but lifting through the chest. And then if we feel like we have space, we may want to release the hands from our back, place them into the soles of the feet and then even dropping the head back if that feels right for your neck. But again, stop at any point that you feel is enough for you. Do not overexert yourself in this pose. And then wherever you are to come up, bring your chin to your chest. Engage your abdominal muscles, come up. And we're going to sit up and down onto our heels. Roll our legs round, coming into that forward fold position we did earlier. Inhale, lift the arms forward. As you exhale, fold over, coming into a counter pose. Now we can really round our back, don't need in this pose, as it's a counter pose for our camel. Just perhaps shake the head from left to right here. Feeling a lovely stretch across the top of our spine. And then release the hands, so you roll yourself up. And then we're going to bring our arms out in front. We're going to lower ourselves down slowly towards the ground, engaging those abdominal muscles, coming down to lying on your mat. From here, bring the knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug, rock yourself from side to side, giving yourself a lovely lower back massage, which you may have needed today. Open the arms out wide, so we've got aeroplane arms, the hands are in line with our shoulders, and then drop our knees over towards the right side. Perhaps either keeping the gaze up towards the ceiling, or maybe turning your head over towards your left hand, feeling a little bit more of a stretch as twist here. Really grounding both shoulders into the earth beneath you. Starting to slow your breathing down. And then bring your left knee up to centre, followed by your right. And then over towards your left side. Taking the gaze again up to the ceiling or over towards your right hand. And just start to slow the breathing down. Perhaps notice how you're feeling now in comparison to earlier, perhaps before you started today's practice. Maybe you're feeling more energized, more open in your upper body. And then bring the right leg up to centre, followed by the left. Place the feet down onto the ground. And just come into your Shavasana, so stretch the legs out in front of you, allow the feet to fall wide. Gently soften the eyes, bringing the palms facing outwards. And just come into your final pose, your Shavasana. And if you'd like a little bit longer in your Shavasana, just press pause on the video now. And if not, just start to deepen your breath. Bring awareness back into your body. Maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes. Perhaps moving your neck from left to right. And then inhale, take a full body stretch. From the top of your fingers, giving a stretch all the way down your spine, down your legs, to the top of your toes. As you exhale, roll over towards the right side, and just take a moment here, perhaps bending the knees in. Just allow your body to come back into the real world. And then push into your left hand. So we're going to bring ourselves up, keeping the eyes soft for now. Coming up to a seated position. Ground your sit bones into the earth beneath you. As we inhale, let's lift the arms out wide, bring them up above our head to meet in prayer. And as we exhale, bring the hands down to heart center, slowly flickering open the eyes. Taking a gaze at our hands. And just thank yourself for coming onto your mat and doing this practice today. And as you exhale, fold over, bow to seal your practice. Namaste. So thank you for joining me for a heart opening practice, and hopefully I'll see you soon.